Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Baguazhang, 8 palm changes. The series that we're working on right now is for all 8 of the palm changes. Today, as well as all of this week, we've been working on the fundamentals, the basic stepping methods, the basic hand methods, and the first palm change, so that as we're walking the circle we have something to practice. I'm going to be accelerating that here pretty quick, so that I emphasize this repeatedly, the foundations are essential. If your foundations aren't there, everything else is going to be not quite what you want. I'll put it that way. If the foundations aren't there, you won't have the balance, placement, posture, position, internal workmanship, energy to actually do the exercises. That's true for pretty much everything I teach, everything I've ever learned. Foundations have to be there. I'm talking about that after a minute. Feet about shoulder width apart. Let's do our stretches and get started. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bend the knees. Pull up through the center, lower the shoulder, drop the shoulders. Pull up through the crown of the head, hands circle the front, back around to both sides. Up along the center line, and reach out. Roll up through the back. Reach up, out over the legs. Keep the shoulders down. One more. Smile. And fingertips down. Follow your fingertips down. Reach out. Arch through the back as you come up. Use your legs to carry your weight. Bend the knees, drop the hip as you come up. Hold through the back of the leg and the back of the hip. One more time. So that the effort is not on your lower back. And keep going. I'm going to turn to my right, you're going to turn to your left. Keep going. One more. And then we turn around and go the other way. Come to center. Other side. Keep going. Big circle. Reach out over the legs. Keep the knees bent. Use the hip. One more. Come to center. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Like said, forgot to do this yesterday. I was busy with other things. All right. Open stance. Front leg, more or less, parallel to the floor. So it's a low stance. I go a little bit lower. Set between the legs. Don't push into the front knee. Don't push into your knee. Push down. Open this knee. This knee is not locked. It's bent. A little bit. Because you have to push with the heel. Right? And so, 30 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sink more. Bend the knee. Bend this knee. Sink. Go down. And come on up. Other side. Yeah, you should feel it. You should. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sink. More. Keep going. Stay there. And come on up. That last bit of stretch, you have to hold the front leg in order to do that. That's the point. All right. Couple of things that I'm going to talk about just a little bit. And I'm not going to go too long on this. The effort that we make in practice, what we do, how we do it, everything else around us, right, is part of who we are, and in some cases, what we are, right? So, I'm a female, there's a male, I'm not a male, right? So, what am I? Human, female, okay? That part of who we are and what we bring to practice. What do I bring to my practice? What do I do? Is something that is fundamental. If I don't know who I am, if I don't know what I'm doing, how can I practice anything, right? And then we have, so, I'm a little context. Give or take 40 years that I've been practicing, learning, and studying, doing things. The effort, and I'm going to use that word, the effort by some folks to I'm trying to think of several different words here, and none of them are very nice. Limit. I'm going to say limit. What can be done? So, you must practice this way. If you do not practice this way, you are bad. You must do what I do. Everything is this way. No, it's not. It's not. You do what you do. Okay, cool. That's not what I do, but sure, go ahead. I didn't invent any of what I practice. Like somebody else does something else, that's okay. I know lots of people that do something that I don't do. I really do. I know a lot of people who don't practice the same way as I do. Doesn't mean they're less capable or anything else. It just means they're not the same. That idea is something that I really want to stress. Okay? If you're here and you're watching what I'm doing and you're learning something and you like what you're learning, great. If you decide you don't want to study this, that's okay. It's up to you. Not my decision. I'm here teaching. This is my decision what I'm going to do. You decide what you want to do. That idea This person over here is practicing Qigong. And they don't practice Qigong the way I practice Qigong. Well, okay, so? This over here, this is not the way I practice. This is not what I was taught. Yeah, okay, so? That sense, and I'm going to say this clearly. I had that same idea, that same very narrow, it can only be this one way focus when I very first started. I did. I'm learning this is Yang style Tai Chi. I'm learning Yang style Tai Chi from this guy. This guy is Huang Wei Lun, and he's a master, and he knows what he's doing, and he's well respected in the community, and everybody looks at him and says, yeah, this is the real deal. So I'm happy to study with this person. I've had people look at me and say, hey, I'm the real deal too. So I learned something. Right? One of the things that, and I tripped over this idea that this is the only way to do. No, it's not. I'd go to tournament, go to events, and say, this is the Yang style Tai Chi division. A lot of people practiced an orthodox form of Yang style Tai Chi. Wasn't the same. It wasn't identical to what I was learning, but it was close enough that everybody could recognize it and say, yeah, that's what this teacher's doing. I've judged where I was going to give a person my opinion. They asked for it. Here's my notes. I looked at your form. The teacher didn't want me to speak to that student. The teacher came over and pulled the student away. It did. It happened. It happens more often than we might want to think about. That effort to pull the student away, we don't want you to tell, you're not going to tell my student anything. They asked. I didn't try to do something. The person asked. I was going to answer their question. That difference. So, if it had been my student, I'd been happy to have somebody else saying, did you pay attention to this and were you paying attention to that? I didn't see it. Maybe that's something that the student hasn't learned yet. The teacher didn't want me to say something that they hadn't taught yet. Maybe they didn't know how to teach that. I don't know. I don't know. You ever finish that conversation? The point, this person teaches this way, this person teaches this way, this person teaches this person teaches that. It's all good. There is no one way. Everything that I've learned, every person I've spoken to, every book that I've read, there is no single one way for any of these arts. What we do in practice is part of who we are. So, I have my coffee, which I'm going to go pick up. I have my coffee in the morning. I don't ask anybody else to drink coffee. My teacher, Yi Jing, would have tea. He didn't want coffee. He didn't like tea. He didn't like coffee so much. Occasionally, maybe, one cup. But his preference was tea. I shouldn't ask him to drink coffee because I like it. And he shouldn't ask me to drink tea because he likes it. Now, sometimes I do like tea, but not my habit. that idea, as we get started here, that idea is something that I'm going to emphasize repeatedly, and have already repeatedly emphasized. That, yeah, I was going to say, I'm not the be-all, end-all of every system out there. I'm good. I am. I have awards, trophies, medals, got a bunch of them. I'm good. There are other people who are equally good. And some, today, who have more knowledge than I do. My teacher, Li Jing, is still alive. Huang Wenlun passed away a few years ago, but Li Jing is still alive. I'm in contact with other teachers as well. And they're still living. So, I learned from this person. He's still alive. I could go, not planning to go anytime soon, but if I was to go back to China, I'd probably meet him again. That connection with what I learned, you're going to learn from me. I learned from this person over here. I learned from 5 people. Mostly, Huang Wenlun and Li Jing. I also studied with Johnny Guangming Li and just a couple classes with Yang Jindou. Also have some contact with Wu Yinghui, who's the inheritor of the Habafa from his father. So when I ask a question about the internal arts, or when I present something from the internal arts, that's my basis. Well, that and a whole bunch of books and other things that I've read and practiced for 40 years. That idea, this is what I have. Somebody else over here, they didn't study with those 5 teachers. Maybe they studied with one of them. There's my Kung Fu brothers and sisters that studied with Professor Liu. Yeah, they don't do exactly what I do either. They don't. They don't. Our movements are the same. We studied with the same teacher. The way that I move belongs to me. Doesn't belong to them. We can be in the same group and we'll be in sync. We're doing the same movements, but the way that I move, the particulars of the things that I do, not the same. Okay. And we don't want it to be. I'm not identical to somebody else and they're not identical to me. My personality is part of my practice. And just to wind this up before I get started with more Bagua. If we don't pay attention to who we are, what we are, if we ignore whatever else we're doing, say we bring it in, ignore it. We don't want to ignore it. We're not going to be able to practice for very long. Seriously. I could start next week and I could get out some books that say, you must do this and you must do this and you must practice between 5 and 7 a.m. You're starting at 7, it's too late. You got to practice between 5 and 7 because that's the time when the qi is perfect for practice. It's just the right time of day. That's when we're not too much yang and not too much yin. It's the perfect time for practice. Yeah, well, I'm here at 7. Okay? It's not going to happen. Oh, no, you can't practice at night. Don't practice at night because it's too much yin qi. We can't have yin qi. We got to have yang qi. It's got to be morning practice. We can't have evening practice. We don't want to do that. How many martial arts schools have evening classes? Because in the real world, people work during the day. This is not 13th century China when you can get up and do whatever you're going to do early in the morning, and then you go do your farming, or you go do your chores, or you go do whatever it is that you were going to go do that day. We get up in the morning. Most Americans get up in the morning, we go to work, we get off work, and then we go do something. If we're going to go to the gym, we're going to go to where? You can't practice in the evening. You can't. Being aware of the differences gives us an opportunity. The idea that there's only one time you can practice and it's this one time is foolish. It's foolish. Now, I don't want to get up at 11 p.m. at night and practice. I have no interest in doing that. I might get up at 4-ish in the morning and go practice. I'm used to getting up early. I go practice. That's my first thing in the day. That gives me, this is my first thing in the day, that gives me the opportunity to not be distracted by whatever happened during the day. If I remember what happened the day before, then yeah, but that habit, get up, get dressed, go to practice, go on and do whatever else we're going to go do, is something that I developed early on. Get up in the morning, go ride my bike to the park, go to the park, get to the park before 6 a.m. so I don't have to buy a ticket, and then go into the park and go to class. And that was, everybody was out there, and it didn't matter what the time of year was. Winter, summer, didn't matter. Everybody goes. That was what people did. These people over here practicing some Qigong sets. These people over here practicing some Tai Chi. These people over here practicing something else. They're going to play badminton. We're going to go dance, ballroom dancing. Hip-hop dance wasn't around back then. Not in China anyway. So they do that now. So there's so much variety. There are so many different options and different methods for practice that trying to say this one thing is the only way makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. Finish this thought real quick. The best practice is the one that you do. What's the best martial art to defend against this? The one you know? If you don't know it, you can't do it, right? Deciding what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and persisting in that practice over time. A long time. I'm 40 years in, okay? So, long time requires that we integrate who we are, what we do, how we are with practice. Otherwise, instead of being integrated, we have this thing over here that we do in practice, and then we have this other thing over here that we do in something else, right? There's never that integrated whole, that everything comes together. That, bring it all together, we want that. All right, and my error message is back. Hang on a second, let me see if there's something I can. Okay. This is telling me I'm fine. And this is telling me there's a problem. All right, well, hang on a second. Hang on one second. I am looking to see if there's something that's running that I can turn off. One more second here. Bunch of stuff that, all right, all right, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. It went by itself. All right, so you had me looking there at the computer and the close-up, and now we're on a little bit of a delay, but it's telling me that the connection is okay now. All right, Bagua. So let's just finish up before that interruption. Which practice you do, how you practice, what you do in connection with your practice, what you do in your ordinary day-to-day living is part of who you are. If that doesn't happen, it doesn't become integrated, you end up with this thing over here that says it's practice and this is what I have to do. And you don't, it's not connected, is the best way I can say it. It's an object. It's a thing that you do, not who you are. As long as your practice is a thing that you do, your level of advancement is going to be there. You can keep working at it, you can keep looking at and reading books, and you can keep studying, and you can keep doing what you're doing, and it's not going to get there. Because it's a thing over here. It's not who you are. Pay attention to how you think about your practice. That will help. All right. Speaking of, my lecture on practice for this morning. Footwork. We have 3 stepping methods. We have a sliding step, we have a hook step, and we have this side-to-side crab step, that crab walk. Right? So go to the side. Each of these, and I beat up on this all week and last week a little bit, and maybe a little bit more next week, not so much, but all of these are fundamental. Feet together. Stand straight. Hands at your sides. Bend the knees. Shift to the right. We're going to start on the left. Slide the left, 1. Slide the right, 2. And come 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. All right. Little steps. Just little step, right? Use the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That slide step. All right, now, a little bit more energy to go with. Bend the knees. Back stays straight. This part, from here up, isn't moving right now. Ready? Left foot first. 1, 2, 3. And come back the other way. Right foot first. And 1, 2, 3. The propulsion, how we get there. This foot pulls. As I transfer my weight through, this foot pulls me to it. This foot pushes through the heel at beginning stretch, at heel, pay attention to that heel. Push through the heel as the foot starts its slide. The next step, same thing. Push through the heel. I'm going to go slow. So, first step, set on the right, extend the left, grab, pull, send the other foot through, grab, pull, bring the other foot through. That pull changes to a push as we change feet. That dynamic is part of what we want to work with in Bagua, because that circle, I paid a lot of attention to this yesterday. As we walk the circle, we build up that energy, and then we're going to do something with it. If the footwork isn't there, this basic step, everything else will be off balance. Everything else will be disconnected. It matters. All right. Let's do one more time. Keep the back heel as you step through. And I'm trying to show this here. I'm going to do it with this other foot. All right, so as you step through this foot, set the heel, pull. Look what happened to my leg. Extended back. Slide the foot through. Keep the heel down. Push forward. Keep the heel down. Push forward. Keep. Transfer. Pull. Come forward. Pull. Bring it forward. That push-pull gives you stability that you don't have otherwise. Set and go. That that same idea of planting the foot and then doing something more is essential to all of our turns. And we're going to work on this just a little bit with the sidewalk before you, and we're going to do the circle walk. This idea here, plant this foot. I'm going to turn around this leg. Everything comes this way. Right? This stays, this goes. If this foot is not well placed and well planted when I bring my body around, I will fall over. Or I still keep spinning. Right? That goes with force. It's not, force is not the right word. Energy. It's a very active movement. The physical effort to spin. That's what we're doing. And be able to stop it. Pull up and down. Spin and then go up and down. If the foot is not planted, if the receiving foot, the one that you're going to, whichever side we're going, is not well placed and well planted, when you spin, you will fall over. You will. The foot that comes around needs to be stuck. So as I turn, I'm going to go ahead and go this way. This foot, I'm going to come around, open, close. If I don't stick my foot here and hold, I will fall over. It's when we're moving slowly, Taiji, I can move, and if I'm not quite in balance, I can correct it as I'm going through the movement. And I'm a little bit off, I'm a little bit off here, I can correct that foot, and I can adjust my weight through the movement because I have time for it. We don't have time for it, Bagua. We don't. I know. It's either there or it's not. That placement, centered, weight's well distributed. This push here, this pushes forward, this pushes back, this pulls up, knees drop in. This is a very stable position. This is not. See the difference? Not. This is. This is not. Be easy to push me over, more or less. I mean, wouldn't take much. Here. Not going. Not going. I can turn. And if you come this way, I'll take you that way. That stability comes from sticking a foot and holding here, keeping the back straight, using what we've got here in the hip and the back of the leg. Those are some of the strongest muscles that we have in the body. We use them. Pay attention as we turn. Stick the foot, spin around it, make sure that your other foot plants as you come around. Keep the back straight. Sink, open, turn, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Back the other way. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. That set doesn't need to be quite as hard, but it needs to be there. The more we pay attention to weight transfer, how our weight is placed, and what level of effort, how much strength, how much energy, what are we putting into this move, gives us that practice that we're looking for. So what am I putting into this move? What did I just put into that? That would be my, that's my buzzer. Alright, I used to use that in class. If I can still use that. That is the no buzzer. Okay? There's no effort. There's no intent. There's no real connection. The step is correct. I turn my foot out and I bring my body around, and I turn my foot out and I bring my body around. There's no energy there. There's no effort there. Right? That's fine to get the basic idea. And I've shown that more than once. We start out slowly, turn, come around, and close. This separation, push out, push in, gives us that stability. Again, I was talking about that. The speed makes a difference. So, as I'm going to go slow, not sure, I'm trying to watch over here, not sure if you can see the difference. You'd feel it. First one, no effort, no energy, it did blah. Second one, a lot of work going on in the legs. I'm really doing a lot of work in my legs in that. We want that. That effort makes a difference. All right, circle walk. I'm going to start this way, go around to the left, and then we'll turn around and go the other way. Sink, left foot extends, right foot straight, left foot hook, right foot straight, left foot hook. Keep going. Just leave your hands at your waist. Pay attention to the feet. Are the feet brushing against each other as you walk? If they are not, they should be. Turn around and go the other way. Just turn around and go the other way. Keep going. Two more. Two. That's three. Two. All right, now stop. With the hands, this twist. Do this here. Here's my hips. Bagua step. All right, here's my hips. I'm straight. I'm going to turn to the inside. Left foot hook, right? Hips, turn. Ribs, turn. Shoulders, turn. Hands. Here's my hands. My hand position. Turn. That's it. That twist gives us stability and the capacity to resist being pulled into the center of the circle as we go around. That is something that we do have to pay attention to. The body should stay straight and turn. Right? As I step through, hips go with, right? Hips, ribs, shoulders. Shoulders over the hips. Shoulders are still over my hips. This is not correct. This is. That difference. And I beat up on this at the beginning of class, and I'm going to call it out again. Somebody else might practice differently. It doesn't mean it's not Bagua. It means they practice differently. Okay? Now, what I've learned in my 25 years of practicing Bagua is not the same as what this person over here may have learned in their practice. It's fine. There should be some fundamentals. There should be a circle. You watch circle? Now, there's parts of Bagua that do not follow the circle. As we do some of the palm changes, we're working more circles in different directions. So, doesn't always just go this way. That idea was something that I had to learn. When I first started, I'm talk about this a little bit. When I very first started, the only thing you can do in Bagua is walk the circle. Everything has to be on the circle. No. Doesn't. It doesn't. That misconception on my part, right? It has to be a no, it doesn't. Is something that, again, I want to stress that every teacher, each and every one, has their own methods, they have their own practice, and they have their own history. What I've learned, what I've brought to my practice, I talked about this just now, is not the same as what you have. It's not. It's never going to be. So, that's fine. It's really not a problem, because it's the natural way that we develop. That natural, in harmony with our own body, our own personality, our own who we are, how we are, what we are. That harmony is what gives us long-term practice. It's what gives us the insight to work with the movements, to work with the art. If the art is only ever an object that's out there somewhere that you're trying to get, it won't happen. That grabbing, reaching, you have to let it come. Holding the idea that there's only one way means that all the wealth and all the knowledge of all the people that have ever practiced doesn't matter. Because this is the way I said it was. It has to be this way. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The classics tell us that movement should be natural. Meet your opponent as if walking. I'm not emphasizing anything, I'm not doing something else, I'm walking. Meet your opponent as if walking. What does that mean? Just mean walk over and say hi? No. The skill that we want to develop should be so well integrated and so tightly connected with who we are that we can actually do that. Meet your opponent as if walking. I don't have to, hey, wait a minute, let me get my persona of martial artist out. No. Hi, how are you? What do you want? Yeah. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Okay? That idea, it's fully integrated, gives us that longevity. And one more thing. It gives us the ability to tap into who we are and bring that to our practice. Without it, there's objectified practice. It's a thing over there. Once you bring that practice in and you make it yours and you connect who you are, what you are, how you are with your practice, the level of advancement goes from here to here. That's your personality, your skill, your thought process that goes into your practice. Starting out, you're going to imitate me. If you're here, you're imitating me anyway, right? Because you're watching the show. The person that you imitate is going to influence, big influence, should have a big influence on your practice. That's not the end. It's the beginning. Okay. First palm change. And here, stand straight. Open left. Both arms open. Turn around. Come back around. Circle. To the center. Step. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right foot front. Inside hand circles in. Lower hand. Just a little. Same direction. Both hands down. Up. Press out. Step around and close. Look behind. Twist. Right? Twist. Twist to the center. Step. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was it. Come around. Push. And back to the center. We're going to do this a couple more times, and we're going to keep going. This, walk the circle. Good position. Here's the center of the circle. Right? As I come around, this hand stays. I'm walking around the center. The idea that I've got, I'm going to pull here, and I'm going to walk around it. Pretty much. That sense of turning around the leg. Hand stays, turn around. The hand doesn't just stick there. I don't clarify that. There's movement. This is going. This moves. But it's not this, right? Little bit. That goes with the body. So, let me show you this. I'm here. I'm going to just stick my hands there. I'm not going to do anything with them. They're stuck. Okay? Same step. This time, not stuck. I do not know if you can see the difference. The method that I use frequently is stick your hand on my shoulder and pay attention to what I'm doing. Follow me, walk the circle. You can't do that in video. I wish you could, but can't. So that sense of this is moving, this is moving with everything else. That the movement is very small and that the apparent movement is not there. Okay? So if I'm paying attention, pay attention, moving, hands moving, right? If I'm paying attention to that, the sense of movement, it will be there. If I'm stuck, not moving, it looks stiff. We don't want that. At stiff and straight, no. Straight, yes. Stiff, no. This all has to stay relaxed. Little, just feel the breeze as you go around, right? That sense of movement is what we want. It's not, and I mean, clarify this. It's not doing this. We don't, no, 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 no. A little bit here, a little bit there. Just, and I'm exaggerating that to show it. Let me exaggerate it again. Part of what's going on inside. It does not show up outside. That's what I'm talking about, apparent movement. There is no apparent movement. Unless you're looking inside, unless you're paying attention to this idea that everything goes together, everything moves, there's energy traveling through the entire body, and nothing is stuck there, nothing is straight. Everything is moving. It's not stuck there. Set, go. 1, 2. No! There's nothing fluid to that. There's no dynamic to it. There's no smooth, consistent flow that we want. We don't want stuck. That's belongs somewhere else. It's not what we do here. Right. The part of the reason I'm beating up on some of this is that I'm not going to beat up on it anymore. Okay, we're going to move on. The fundamentals, again, fundamentals are your foundation. If you don't have a foundation, you can't build anything on it. What are the foundation? Well, footwork, stepping methods, hand methods, body placement, this physical effort, right? Internal effort. Where are you putting your strength? Where are you moving? How do you move? How do you move? What's the goal for movement, right? So, how do I move? Walk a circle. I'm going to be stiff. I'm going to go ahead and use my hands. I'm going to be stiff. Fingers are stiff. Whole body is going to be stiff. Right? Not fluid, not relaxed. Stiff. And really strong. I'm going to be really strong here because I'm going to be really strong. No, you don't. I'm exaggerating. I want it to be clear. No, that's not what we do. You'd feel the difference. If you were in the room with me, you'd feel the difference. The quality, the first movement, quality of the second movement. First time, stiff, stuck there. Everything's stiff. No, we don't do that. We don't. We don't. All right. This, again, this is foundation. The following movements, so we worked on first, we're going to work on the first palm change again, just now. I'm not going to beat up on some of these fundamentals nearly as much as we keep going. This is the beginning part of the class. At the beginning, this is what we need to pay attention to. The principles that we use belong to the internal arts. They also belong particularly, so internal principles, we use them. We use them in Taiji, we use them in Bagua, we use them in Qigong, we use them in Xingyi, we use them in, I use them in sword, I use them, everything that I practice is all there. That sense of, I've got something to use, I'm working on this, right, is not something that you have at the very beginning when you very first start. It has to be built up. You have to practice. The quickest way to advance, you want to get advanced, you want to improve your practice, quickest way to do that is to practice the fundamentals over and over and over and over, and keep doing that over again. I do it again. The fundamentals give you the foundation for everything else. Whatever fancy work and fancy turns and this and that, anything that you're doing, if the fundamentals aren't there, the level won't be here. It'll be here someplace. Alright? Walking a circle. Start out feet together. This is for the first palm change. So we're going to walk the circle, come back to the center, first palm change, go back around, back to center, first palm change to the other side. Okay? Stand straight, feet together, face the inside of the circle, salute, and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. Relax, sink, breathe in, open the leg and turn, breathe out. And walk circle. Right foot front, turn to the inside, both hands up, out, close, open the other side. Feet slide, left foot front, close right, press out, come around, open. Keep going. Right foot front, close the left. Come around. Left foot front, close the right. And turn. Keep going. Right, close, up, out. Open. Left, right. Press out. And open. All right, stop. just with that little bit, that little bit, you should feel a little more energized. When we stop, after walking, we just stop, right? Little, but I want to keep going. My body has that momentum to try and keep going, and we want that. Use it. This idea that we're building and collecting all this energy, we want that. Use it. Here, as I come around, up and down, that energy has to go somewhere. Down, sink into the root, extend through your stance so that your stance is solid and strong. Extend upward so that your upper body has the flexibility and is not being thrown to one side or the other by the momentum that you've built up. The faster we move, the more we need to pay attention to how we move. This is one of those things with Bagua, because as we walk the circle, as we build skill, we move more quickly. We do. Feet straight, feet together. Do this again. One more time. Walk the circle with the first palm change. Just a little bit faster. A little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Okay. Keep the upper body quiet and pay attention to what you're doing as you move. That intent behind. I haven't talked a lot about it yet, but it's important to pay attention to the idea that this is not a dance routine, it's a martial art. That's real important. Stand straight, feet together, hands at your sides. Pull up to the center. Hold through the legs. Ready, and breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. All right. Walk the circle 3 times in each direction. Breathe out. Breathe in. Ready, and sink. Turn. Come around, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close, open. Move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And close. Come around. Keep going. Left foot front, close the right. Turn. Keep going. Come around, right foot front, close the left. Out to the other side. Keep going. Close. Ready. Close. And last time. Stop. Hold. But I want to keep going. Good. Keep going. I'm here, right foot front, close, open, close, open, close, back the other way. Notice that I'm not walking a circle now. I'm going to slow that down, and we'll do it together. This single palm change. We want to practice this on the circle. We do. We want to work that circle. But I talked about this at the very beginning, so it makes sense to show it. Right foot front, bring it around, turn, step, bring it around, open, come around to the other side. That open, close, open, close, open, close. Close. Open, close, open, close. There is, and you see this in where I'm making the turn. I could start here and come around this arc to the other side. And it would appear, apparent motion, it would appear that I was more or less on a straight line. I'm not. As I close here, I still have this idea that I'm on the circle. And I'm stepping along the circle in this side as well, to close, open here, and come around to close again. That arc is, I don't know how to say it. I see it in my head. After 25 years, I've got a few things that stick in my head. That's one of them. Right? That I'm on a circle. I'm not going on a straight line. I don't want to be on a straight line. I want to be round. I want to be on that circle. Circle, step, close, open, close. All right, let me slow that down. Let's do this together. I'm going to turn around and go the other way. So my back is to you. Pay attention to just that little bit of an arc as we step. That this is not a straight line. That you want to end up, if my circle is here where my toes are. There's my circle. Follow the circle around. Right? I want this idea that my path is not straight. I don't want to go from here to here. I want to go from here to here. Different. That gives us so many more things I'm not going to talk about right now. That, again, path along a circle, build up the energy, develop the skill to stay straight as we turn. Okay? With me. We're going to do just this one turn. First palm change. Not walking the circle. Both sides. Feet together, stand straight. Breathe. Smile. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Ready, and turn left. Close, open to the right. Close, open, push out. close, open, step around, up, out, close, turn around, close step, pull in, up, step out, close step, turn around, up, out, close step, circle, up, out, close. Circle, up, out, close. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Close. Keep going. Sink just a little bit more into the legs. Keep going. Keep going. 2 more. Last time. Stay there. All right, relax. That practice method, along with walking the circle, will give you lots and lots and lots of skill in twisting and turning. Being able to pick your position. I'm here, and I'm going to close, right? That step, close. As we move, gives us stability, and it gives us the ability to pull that turn, pull in the energy from that turn, so that we can do something with it. Something with it. Right? Something with it. As we build that skill, as we build the physical skill, to hold the balance, to hold the placement, to know what the move is. What am I doing here? Not only, well, I put the foot here, and I move my hands here, and I do this, and I did it. No, what's the application behind this? Because this is not dancing. No. Okay, and I'm exaggerating that, but I have seen some things. I have seen some things. We're not dancing. If you can't find the application in the movement, you understand what the application might be. Because there are opportunities for more than just one thing. What might that application be? What might we be able to do with this movement? If that's missing, practice is not complete. And if your practice is not complete, how are you going to advance? Paying attention to what we do, how we do it, who we are, this is who I am, and integrating that practice with our own personality, our own ways of doing things, our own ways, is what we do. That's the art. I studied dance. One of my students studied wrestling. He was not a dancer. Okay? Not there. The quality of his movement was different than the quality of my movement. He and I could do the same exact movement. Foot here, hand here, body placement, weight, everything, even the internal workmanship, everything all together. And his movement would never be exactly the same as mine. Because it's his. It's not mine, it's his. Making that jump from this thing here that I'm doing to this is part of who I am is how we advance. May take longer, may take this time, may take that time, might take 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years even, to get comfortable enough that, like in the classics, we can meet our opponent as if walking. That I'm as comfortable doing this, and I'm trying to look at y'all, but I'm as comfortable doing this and talking and having, this is my conversation, right? As I am standing here, walking down the street. That level of comfort. I know what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to it. If I'm teaching, I'm not paying 100% attention to my own practice because I'm teaching. There's the part of me trying to communicate what I'm doing that is not, right? If I'm practicing on my own, I don't have to communicate with anybody other than me. I'm not talking. I really, most of the time when I practice, I don't want to listen to somebody else talking. I don't. Somebody else might want to. That's okay. I don't. And knowing that gives me some advantage in my own practice. You need to know what you need to do and how that fits in with who you are, how you are, and what you are. Male, female, non, right? What? Most people don't really know. They don't look for this internal aspect. This is part of the internal arts. They don't look for, how do I feel about this? What do I think about this? What is my body? Not the teachers, not somebody else. What is my body telling me about what I'm doing? Can I listen? Do I know how to listen to what my body's telling me? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I only know how to listen to what somebody else is telling me. It's not enough. If you don't bring it in, if you don't internalize it, then it's always something out there. It's not here. Not here. Not here. Triple burner, lower Tantien, middle Tantien. All of this is functional. It's all working. And there's more. This sense of wholeness, of bringing everything together, is something that we most definitely want to work for. All right, I've said this before. I beat up on a lot of things this week. Fundamentals, foundations, stepping methods, hand methods, this discussion of who we are, how we move, what we do in our movement, how we integrate that with who we are and what we do in our ordinary day-to-day lives, so that practice becomes an integral part of who we are, not a separate thing out there that we do. That changes everything. And I can see it. I can see it. And I can teach somebody else how to see it. That's kind of an in-person thing because we have to look, but I can teach that. It's not a fantastical, magical thing. You can actually, a lot of people can do this. That skill is something we most definitely want to develop. I'm going to be back tomorrow with Qigong. Basic fundamental sets Thursday, advanced sets on Friday. Next week, more Bagua. Second palm change.